What is going on out there, peeps? I don't know if you guys pay attention as much to different news regarding gold and silver. I do because it's one of my biggest investments. So of course everything and anything that talks about it, I usually will somehow catch and it will catch my attention. So there's some interesting news articles coming out regarding gold and silver. All right, and we're going to get into that in just a minute. Now, somebody had asked me if I ever considered selling Pimpy's merchandise. I don't feel arrogant enough to feel like people give a crap whether they buy my shirt or not. But somebody said, well, then it started a trend, and quite a few people said they would be interested in this shirt. So they said, what kind of merchandise would you sell? Well, then I would have shirts made, shirts with these logos on there, Pimpy or Pimpy's Investment Chat, Pimpy. So that's my logo. Of course, I would choose that. But I just thought it was kind of funny. But I actually have some shirts that are going to be made. But, this is something that I had worked out a little while ago. It's because I just wanted to have my own shirt. I didn't think people would actually be interested in it. A quick reminder, everybody, we have Pimpy's Investment Chat. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. And that thing wants to just bug me right now. Okay, anyways, same name as the YouTube channel. And you can come into the group. We talk about all kinds of things, obviously. Gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, stocks, foreign X currencies as well. It's a great place to come in and learn about things, all right? So I invite you to come and do so. It's free. I will leave a link in the description. We have a second group called The Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes. And in here we talk a lot about current events as well as things that you might consider to be conspiracy, 9/11, false flag events, the whole 9 yards. There's a link for this as well. You can come join us. It's free to do so. Anyways, as I was doing my news, looking for news articles regarding Vietnam, I did come across this. The world's gold price closed on June 26th. That, of course, was on Friday. Increased during the week. When the increase in the number of COVID cases led to the possibility of a new blockade would be implemented to prevent the spread of the Rona, the increase in demand for precious metals happens. So this is around the world. It's not here. World gold price increased for the third week in a row. Even despite the Rona, gold prices are going to change. I've done plenty of videos showing you guys that, we are looking at going back to the gold standard. Of course, that changes it. But we're not the only ones. China's doing it. Russia's doing it. There are other countries who are buying. Even Iraq is storing up on gold. Everybody is jockeying to get in position to make sure that they have enough gold to go back to the gold standard. But anyways, I wanted to share this particular article. As usual, I'll put it in the thing, but it comes up, just so you know, in a different language. So you're going to have to right-click like this, and it's where it says translate to English, then translate it to English. So you can see that. And that's the same with a lot of articles. So if you're reading an article from like Iraq and it's not in English, just right-click and hit translate. The price of gold delivered in August increased by 9.7 US dollars. Nearly 6% to close on June 26 at $1,780 an ounce after falling to the low level in the session of 1754. In the session, that's gold prices are way up. If you'd have bought gold when I told everybody to, is way back in 2018, you'd be a very, very, very happy camper right now. Because I think gold, if I remember correctly, the gold price per ounce is around $1,470 in. You're looking at almost a $300 per ounce jump. Okay, the precious metal dropped in the previous two sessions due to the pressure from the US dollar appreciation during the close of June 23rd and highest level since October 4th, 2012. Of course the USD is strong because we're pumping it out like candy. And we're giving it to a lot of different nations. They use that money as a form of security whenever we go through major crises like we are now. But people are starting to lose a lot of faith in the US dollar. Okay, it's not just a coronavirus. There are a number of different issues that are also coming up that's going to cause the gold and silver values to go up. We know about this. I told you guys about them in other videos. We are going to go back to the gold standard. Trump tweeted the other day, the gold standard is great, but there's also other silver linings. That's Trump speak. He knows what's going on. Most likely, we are going to see, and I have a feeling it's going to happen between now and November, not so much a change in value due to the gold standard, but we might see a huge spike in what would be considered a revaluation of the value of gold and silver. That means it still can go up once we go back to the gold standard, but you might see what happens is like a stress test or a shock test, them jump up in value. People are going, what do you think it's going to be? Well, a good shock test, according to articles are to the experts inside Kitco videos, they're predicting silver to jump up to about $300 an ounce, and gold anywhere between $3,000 and $10,000 an ounce. These are testy levels. Keep that in mind. The odds are it'll probably continue to go up. So anyways, I was starting to read this article, and I thought it was interesting. I wanted to share it because I want to make a point. The mid-tier gold miners in the sweet spot, sweet spot for stock prices, upside potential, have enjoyed a massive run since mid-March. Of course, stocks were doing great until the Rona put everybody in the pandemic, then it dropped. Okay, so they're already more than doubled in a couple of months since. They're just released the Q1 20 optional or operational and financial results reveal whether these huge gains are righteously fundamental, whether these uptrends is likely to persist, and how the Rona shutdowns are affecting gold miners. So here's my thing. Of course, stocks will go up for gold and silver. Whenever there's any kind of economical crash, the one stock that usually performs that is less risky or, weathers the storm, so to speak, is gold and silver stocks, obviously, because as the gold and silver goes up, when people panic, then the demand for gold and silver goes up. That means then the values of the gold and silver mining stocks go up as well. But, again, I'm reading this article to make my point. There are ETFs out there that specifically deal with gold. And for those of you who don't know what ETF, I'll play you a video here in a minute to explain it. And then there's stocks. And then even on my Stock Watch video, I show you guys the performances of certain companies that deal specifically with stocks. And they are performing really well. When the rest of these stocks took a slap, these two particular stocks continue to be very, very strong. If you watch my Stock Watch videos, you know which one I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, since April 21st, one stock has already doubled. The other one is shortly behind it. Okay? And then as far as the Vegas stocks that I was talking about, I told you guys once people were out of quarantine, they would go up. The fear of being back in the quarantine is what drove the stocks back down. So buy on the dip. This is a good time. But people go, Pimpy, didn't you say you don't buy stocks? And yeah, I did say that. I don't trust what's coming up. Okay, but I'm also aware that there is a window of opportunity both for cryptocurrencies and the stock market, which we could ride and benefit from that. And the one thing, if I'm going to take any risk on any stock, it's definitely going to be gold and silver. All right. Short term, I would be doing the Vegas stocks because it just makes sense. They're going to go back up. They're less than half their value of their yearly average. So as people come out of quarantine, and Vegas did open up, but out of fear of going back into quarantine, they dropped. But I don't think we're going back into quarantine. There's no way in hell people are going to tolerate it a second time around. They will fight tooth and nail. All right? So obviously having riots and protests is okay during the coronavirus, but people wanting to go out, do their jobs, and live their life with the coronavirus is not okay. Yeah, okay. Anyways, this is a really good article for you to come and read, but I want to show you real quick what an Etf is, because a lot of people ask that from time to time, so I want this guy to explain. This looks familiar. Don't he have that weird, familiar face? Oh, yeah.
An amazing Sunday. Today is February 16th. And the question that I personally wanted to answer is this question that I get so much, and I think it's just because I personally have such a large focus on day trading ETFs. So the question is, what is the main difference between buying a stock and an ETF? First of all, a stock is a share of a company. An ETF is an exchange-traded fund, or in comparison to like US and
I'm sorry. I can't take that serious. Let's go over here real quick.
An exchange-traded fund, or ETF, is an investment fund that trades like a stock. ETFs, like other types of funds, pull together money from investors into a basket of different investments, including stocks, bonds, and other securities. By spreading the fund's money into different securities, ETFs can generally provide investors with diversification, which can help balance risk. And because ETF shares are traded on a stock exchange, they're bought and sold like stocks, and usually incur commissions and other related fees.
So basically, it's like having a type of stock that you could buy, but it specializes in something. So if I want to, have a more diversified portfolio, but I want it specifically in gold stocks, you would buy a gold ETF. The gold ETF turns around and then buys more gold stocks. Now, some ETFs actually hold the asset. So there is a huge difference between them buying stocks and actually owning the asset, okay?
Just like there are a variety of mutual funds, there are a variety of different ETFs, each with different objectives. Some ETFs invest in a variety of stocks and bonds. Some replicate the performance of a stock index like the Dow Jones Industrial Average or S&P 500. And others track the performance of a particular market sector like technology or pharmaceuticals. However, different ETFs offer different amounts of diversification. For example, ETFs that focus more on specific sectors typically offer less diversification than those that are designed to replicate an index.
See, they're saying that there could be a downside to that. So it's in other words, it's not very diversified. In other words, if you have a ETF that is specifically focused on a certain product or a certain production or a certain type of performance, then of course then your ETF value goes up and down with that very product. So for me, an ETF, if it was a holder of gold, then that's definitely one that's less risky, something I'd be interested in. Now, the problem that I have, and that's what this article was pointing out, if you go down here, what it was saying is this: when the stock market took a hit, this guy's telling you, the violently eviscerated, traded, trapped, you unaware. So the stock was doing really good. It was really kicking ass. And then all of a sudden, when the stocks crashed due to the Rona, that stock crashed too. And the first thing to come attention is why? Why would you do that? It would seem to me that it should be the opposite effect. But it's a stock. It's not the actual asset itself. It is stock in the company. And so I'm guessing that the idea of the employees going home due to the Rona, for whatever reason, due to quarantine, maybe they weren't ready to work. This article is freaking huge, all right? So, but I will leave it in there for you guys to come read. Whatever the case is, this is why I tell people to own physical gold and silver. Keep it in your house. Find a safe space. I know quite a few of you said, look, I'm taking your advice. You know what? I may not have a lot of money, but if you can afford to buy like 1 ounce of silver every paycheck, then you should find a way to do it. Seriously, I can't stress that enough. I'm telling you, the experts around the world are saying we are sitting in the most unique position right now ever in anybody's lifetime. And I did a video. You guys really got to go back and watch my gold and silver videos because it's important. We're about to see the largest transformation of wealth ever. And if you're one of the people who are positioned right with gold and silver, then your life is going to be drastically different coming out on the other side of whatever's coming. Gold and silver in your house, hidden in a safe, somewhere where it's nobody's business. How it doesn't even have to be in your house. If you got property, go bury that crap by a tree somewhere. You know what I mean? Dude, I'm just letting you know. I've did videos showing you cool little ways to hide your gold in the house, little secret hidden rooms. You know what I mean? I've done videos like that. You know, you could go to YouTube and put on there in YouTube search for secret hiding spots, and some people are very, very creative. But nonetheless, it blew my mind that the stock did perform like the other stocks in a drop. But I will admit that there was another article that went with this one that said that there was a V-shaped bounce recovery. So as soon as it hit a bottom, it turned around and shot back up. And if you were lucky enough to pay attention to that stock when it hit the bottom and you bought on the dip, it went almost right back up to the same level in which it was before the drop. That means if it, I didn't see that, I wasn't paying attention to the percentages, but let's just say hypothetically it was $10 a share, I'm making it up, and it dropped down to $5 a share, and then you bought a bunch of them, and then it went back up to $10. You just doubled your money, and this happened within a 2-week span of time. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about, paying attention to those things and buy on a dip. I have everybody now really super panicking because of what happened to cryptocurrencies, but then we see what cryptocurrencies responded the same ways as stocks and bonds. And why is that? They dropped when everybody was afraid that we're going back to the Rona quarantine. Ugh, good Lord. And that's why you see gold and silver perform the way it does. Gold and silver holders in 7 countries counted. What the heck? Man, I'm telling you, these people playing with my emotions. Keep trying to close my bars. Anyways, cryptocurrencies. Here we go. So cryptocurrencies did exactly what we thought they did. They performed right along with what's going on in the stock market. Look at this, down 25% again, in fears of what's going on. But I want to make something perfectly clear about what's being reported. We're seeing new cases of coronavirus, but what you're not paying attention to is the deaths from coronavirus haven't changed. So people might be getting sick, or it's more testing that they're doing to find out that more people had the Rona, but you're not seeing an increase in deaths. Okay, that's the real important thing. Anyways, so right away what we see is here goes the rebound all over again. This is now the time to buy cryptocurrencies. There's a link in the description. If you want to buy cryptocurrencies, follow it, because look how cheap it is. Man, XRP, you're just disappointing. Look at XLM went down, but not very much. Not very much at all. Ethereum did take an ass whipping. It was up to 241. It dropped down to here. Of course it didn't. Yes, I bought more. Of course. We're talking about one of the best performing cryptocurrencies out there. You're going to see it go up even more. Now, there's a coin called Compound Coin that if you guys are if you follow that link, you can go in there right now and get free Compound Coins. All right, free. All right, you put the money in there and you can actually accumulate interest just for letting your money sit there, because people are borrowing against your collateral. Okay, there's no risk involved. Just let them borrow, and they have to pay back the money, and it's cheaper than borrowing from a bank. You know what I mean? You really got to go. If you go into your Coinbase, scroll down where it says Earn More Crypto, there's going to be one for Compound, and pay attention to the videos, because I think it's a great opportunity for people who are just like me, where I let my cryptocurrencies just sit in my wallet. I don't do anything with them. So if I move a large portion of my money over to the Compound Coin, which I'm going to do, you can accumulate interest just by letting it sit there. So instead of your coin sitting there and doing nothing, you can accumulate interest from it. What I'm waiting for to happen in Ethereum, of course, is the new projects that are coming out. They have the most projects in the work, okay? Not that I'm trying to get you guys going all crazy again on big cryptocurrencies, but anyways, so when it comes to stocks, yeah, you know I'm right. Don't lie. Don't lie. That is Woody. Does anybody out there don't believe this guy looks like Woody? Does he not look like Woody? Seriously, come on, leave a comment. That's Woody. Dude, he easily could go as Woody as Halloween. Anyway, sorry to get distracted. Let's get into the more important things. Physical gold and silver is something that you should be holding, not buying stocks in ETFs. But if you decide to go down that path, buy stocks, minor stocks, all right? Minor stocks. You could buy them, though, when during a major crisis, they tend to do very, very well. But I prefer to hold it myself. Now, Somebody said, I heard you say something about numismatic coins, collectible coins versus stacking just bars and rounds. Yes, there's a huge difference. And I'm going to explain it to you really quick. See, if you don't have the ability to, or you have very little gold and silver, if you're too focused on numismatic coin collecting, then what happens is you're paying a much higher premium for the coin. You know what I mean? And so instead of being able to stack more silver, which is important right now, or gold for that matter, which is more important, you shouldn't be focused on the numismatic side of these. The reason is you could get a lot more for your money if you avoid the collectible coins. Now, if you're one of these people who are very lucky and you were able to buy, 5,000, 10,000, 200,000, yep, you know who you are, worth of gold and silver, well, then numismatic coins makes sense because you are already, via the amount of money that you're spending, reaching your goal. So what this means is this: bars and rounds, you're subject to the value of the metal market. So the value of your 1 ounce silver bar, 1 ounce silver round depends on what the value is of the market. Makes sense? So it goes up and down with the gold and silver market. Collectible coins, numismatic coins, or semi-numismatic coins, these, on the other hand, are different. You see, these have, in addition to the metal value, they actually have collectible value. Okay? And I'm just showing you here, like one of the most collectible coins is the British gold sovereign coins. I think these coins have had the same pattern almost, right here, this little soldier, since, I don't know, I think early 1400s. The coins are old, all right? And they're very desirable with collectors. So you have Jubilee coins right here. It's on sale. So these are special coins. And usually they have low mintages. You'll see the mintages over here. Look, in this case, there's only 61,000 of these coins. But yeah, when you start getting into numismatic coins, numismatic collecting, look at this. Here's a sale. In 1893 to 1901, Victoria. Look how old these coins are. Do you see what I'm saying? So you end up paying a premium for them. You pay too much money. Look at this 1911 British sovereign coin. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's $480. It's a half sovereign, I'm guessing. No, it says full. Okay, so $480 for this coin. It's from 1911. You can see it's a little bit damaged up in here. You know what I mean? So you start looking at collectibles a little bit different than you would stacking gold bars and gold rounds. You could put your money into collectibles, and no matter what's going on in the gold and silver market, these coins retain their value and they continue to increase in value because they have collectible value as well as the value of the metal. Does that make sense? Okay. My favorite gold to collect is, yes, these cute little pandas from the Chinese ones. I love them. China pandas are very popular as well. Now, people have came here and they go, have you seen these things in a container? Yes. They're graded coins. Okay, that means they've been to a professional grader who gave them the score. The scores could be anywhere from 1 to 70. 70 being the highest score you can get. See this coin right here? It says MS70 from PCGS. PCGS is one of the most respected graders of coins out there. This one over here says 69. If you are going to buy these and they go in these great protection sets, all right, these have even higher value in the collector's world because they've already been graded. If you're going to spend money on a coin that has already been graded, then you want to buy the ones that say MS70 because that's the highest score you could possibly get. And a lot of these coins, for whatever reason, don't have very many of them that scored in the 70s because the people that grade them are very, very picky. All right, so again, we're getting into an area of numismatic collecting. So this particular one right here is 132 for a 2018 1 gram. You see what I'm talking about? 1 gram. I could buy a 1 gram right now, just 1 gram of gold for about 60, 70 bucks. Now look at this. 1 gram collectible numismatic coin. 2018 MS70. That's the highest grade you can get. First strike coin. 132 bucks. This is why I say be careful of getting into collectible coins. So what you do is you think about, wow, for that price, you can almost buy 2 grams of, gold. Okay? But instead you're only getting 1. So what I'm saying to you is, when you have stacked enough, then you can think about coming back to stuff like this. Yeah, I'm actually going to come back and buy that one. So anyways, sorry. When it comes to silver coins, they have the same thing. But for me, when it comes to silver coins, what I look for is what is known as low mintage coins. Now, these are usually affordable. Look at this. These are usually $24. Oh, look at this. 1980 CC Morgan. 8/7, which means this coin has some kind of air to it that makes it even more rare. There's a reason why they want you to pay $5,000 for this particular coin. It's rare. There's not very many of them out there. First of all, the mintage of them is 591,000 1880 Carson City coins out there, period. So that makes it a very low mintage. But this one is special because it has what's called 8/7. In other words, there's a stamp air on it. Therefore, it even makes it more collectible. That's when you can afford stuff like this. Then you can invest in things like this. Wait till we get to the other side, okay? When you have all the money that you made and you benefited from your gold and silver stacking, then you could come back and reinvest it into rare coins, okay? Again, I look, you can see these ones are more affordable, $33, $24. These are numismatic coins, all right? That's not too bad. That's not too high over spot. It's about $7 over spot right now. You know what I mean? So what I look for when I buy these is if I click them, like on AntMix, I scroll down. I'm looking for mintage. Okay, look at this. There's only 25,000 of these coins made worldwide. That's actually not too shabby at all. Okay, that's the kind of low mintage. I actually like them a little bit lower when it comes to mintages. Here's another coin right now that has a low mintage. Okay, so what is the low mintage on this one? Actually, there is no low mintage on this one. Sorry, I picked the wrong one. But over here, here's a top pick. Okay, so what is this one right here? This one has 25,000 coins in the world. A lot of women like these numismatic coins because they're really cute. Okay, and you can get this for 38 bucks, not including taxes and shipping. All right, you guys, this is a Libertad. There's only 774,100 pieces of these ones made. You see what I'm saying? You want to look for coins that have low mintages. This is what I do. This Japanese coin. Silver. Now this is more like it. There's only 5,000 made in the world. See, that's what I like to look for personally myself. Yes, they're out there. Low mintage gold coins as well. There's only 2,000 of this one made in the world. You want to be lucky enough to get one of these coins when you can afford them. You know what I mean? You look for low mintages. That's the difference between numismatic collecting versus, and I'm going to show you one that is a dream coin for me. And God willing, I'm going to get it one day. All right, so Rwanda puts out coins. Rwanda over here in Africa. They do these gold coins. They're beautiful coins. Very, very, very hard to get. And you'll see why. So there's these coins right here. See this one? The Nautical Coins. These are usually really hard to get. This is why they pay so much above the premiums. That's because there's only 100 pieces made in the world. This is the kind of stuff you'll look for when you come out on the other side. There's 100 of that. Some of them, there's only 50. There's 100, see? But look how much it costs. So this is the difference between stacking gold and silver bars. This, for many of you, you don't hardly have any. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about numismatic coins. It's not time for you to do that. When you get up around 1,000 ounces of silver and, you know, maybe you get about 5-10 ounces of gold that you've been stacking and you got them all like the way you want to, then maybe you start thinking about other things like this, okay? These are a little bit different. These collectibles don't be touching with your damn hands. Okay. Anyways, people have been asking me the questions. What is the difference between numismatic coins, buying stock, stacking silver rounds, stacking silver bars? That's the difference between them right there. Numismatic coins give you a lot more value for your money, but they're also you're making you pay way above the premium of what gold and silver is going for. And for a lot of you out there, you've never stacked gold and silver before. So I'm telling you to wait on stuff like this. All right. If you got like 1,000 ounces of silver already and you got like, 5 ounces of gold or more, then start, and you can afford it, then go look into things like this. This is what I'm talking about. So what happens is, even though gold and silver bars and rounds actually follow the gold and silver market, numismatic coins don't. They stay valuable, and they accumulate value over time because of the dates on them, their collectibles, the years on them. You know what I mean? So people, the older they get, then the harder they are to find. You know what I mean? I have old coins. I have coins from, you know what I mean? I have an 1887 proof 3-cent nickel. There's only 300 in the world. I had mine graded. You know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff. I love the history of them. I love the art of them. Anyways, I just want to kind of go over some of these things with you guys. I want to bore you to death on it, but I did want to explain why when I talk about stocks and bonds, there is a short term which you could jump on stocks right now for gold and silver. It's in my stock watch videos. I'm also explaining to you why you should buy and stack gold and silver, as long as you do it in rounds and do it in bars. Okay, it's numismatic. Avoid them unless you've already reached a really pretty good comfortable place with your gold and silver stacking. Then start looking into numismatic. I showed you guys when it comes to silver, you can actually buy some decent silver coins. All right, in here. Look, it's not that expensive. You know what I mean? They're not that expensive at all. So, there is something to think about. This particular coin right here, there's only 30,000 in the world. Okay? Some of the gold coins that are in there, you want to hear something crazy? They sell a copper coin. A copper coin. It comes from China. Thousands of dollars it costs because there's only 30 in the world. So you see, sometimes not always the metal that gives it its value. It's the rarity that gives it its value, and that's the kind of stuff I look for. All right, I'm in a place right now when it comes to gold and silver where I could look for numismatic coins. I have a huge collection myself, but nonetheless, I just wanted to share this with you because I want to explain to you guys what they are. And if you really want to stack silver numismatic coins, then this is what you should look at. I'm going to tell you the most popular ones. See this Royal Canadian? Go to Maple Leaves right here. That's right, buy Maple Leaf coins. Here you go. Top pick 1 ounce maple leaf coins. Just grab them. Those have numismatic value. They don't accumulate very fast because they make millions of them, but they at least have some type of value to them. See, maple leaves are really collectibles. The other ones you should consider easily when it comes is always our American Eagle coins. There are our coins. They are the world's most recognized coins out there. And then, it's something that you can stack, and they as well accumulate over time. All right. I hope that answers a lot of your questions because you guys had a lot of good ones. And yeah, God, I want one of these. All right, then I'll catch you later.